Sarah, a 20-something who lives on her phone like the rest of us, thought she had her faith figured out. It was late, and the bus was nearly empty. Sarah sat by the window, the glow of her phone reflecting off the glass as she scrolled through post after post. Hot takes, threads, memes, each one ripping faith apart or mocking it. She'd just keep swiping, thinking, whatever, I know what I believe. After all, she was a believer. She prayed. She wore her hijab with quiet pride. Yet once in a while, something stuck, and she'd feel the faintest tremor in her heart, like a push notification from the back of her mind. It freaked her out. Why did something she'd never questioned suddenly feel flimsy? She bottled it up until one evening she unloaded on her grandfather, who, in her eyes, was as grounded as an old oak.
You've been through enough storms. You weren't always Muslim. How did you end up here? I already believe. Why should I look at proofs of God when I'm not the one in doubt?
When you build a house, do you pour the foundation only so the walls won't fall? Or do you anchor it deep so it will stand when the earth itself shakes? Certainty isn't just there or not there, it grows. I wasn't born Muslim either. I found my way here after asking the same questions. Come, let's explore together.
And that's where her journey began. Over the next weeks, Sarah took his challenge seriously. She began by reading about the signs of God in nature and history, not as intellectual arguments but as windows into divine artistry. As she studied, her faith changed texture. It was like visiting a construction site and watching a skyscraper go down into the earth before it rose up. She realized she had been living in a sturdy cottage. Now she was laying the foundation for something much taller. The next time she saw an online debate, she didn't feel her chest tighten. Her roots had found bedrock. As her knowledge deepened, so did her perception of God. She had always loved Allah, but lingering questions about justice still bothered her. Questions about people who didn't believe or weren't convinced by Islam. Weren't they simply unlucky? Were they condemned for ignorance? Revisiting the proofs felt like polishing a cloudy lens. She discovered how many signposts God places before each soul through creation, conscience, and revelation. She saw divine mercy everywhere, in the logic woven into the universe, in the way every person is invited to find it. And she understood that ignoring the light isn't the same as being left in the dark. Her compassion for others grew, but so did her trust in divine wisdom. The more convinced she became, the more energy she felt. Her mornings stopped feeling like an obligation and started feeling like an opportunity. Certainty stopped being a status. It became the engine that powered her day. When her philosophy professor threw out a provocative question about the origins of life, Sarah raised her hand not to argue, but to share, calmly and thoughtfully, what she had learned. She joined a campus group that studied theology and science, and rather than dreading tough conversations, she looked forward to them because each one strengthened her and occasionally softened someone else's skepticism. Perhaps the most surprising change came in how she saw herself. She felt honored. Honored to be guided, honored to be different, if that meant standing for something real. That confidence didn't feel like arrogance, it felt like gratitude. Whenever she read verses describing the difference between light and darkness, belief and disbelief, she didn't merely nod, she felt a physical relief, as if she were standing in the sun while remembering what it was like to fumble in the dark. By the time another storm of viral cynicism swept across her feed, Sarah met it like the oak she had admired in her grandfather, bending, never breaking. She still had compassion for those who doubted, but she no longer feared their questions. Her journey through the proofs had given her not only answers, but also a clearer sight of Allah's mercy, a source of strength and a sense of dignity rooted in truth. Sarah's story is a reminder that exploring why we believe is not a task for skeptics alone. It's a path that turns shallow roots into deep foundations, cloudy love into clarity, sluggish duty into energized devotion, and timid conformity into graceful confidence, and it's a path open to anyone willing to walk it. This is just the beginning. In the next video, we will follow Sarah and other friends as they turn inward to explore the built-in signs, the intuition and moral compass we're all born with that point to something greater. Think about the questions that have nudged you. How did they strengthen or shake your faith?